can you hear this crackling, this sort of tweaky, squeaky sound with me holding the microphone?
No.
This is very good. Just give me these headphones a second. Just wait till I plug myself in so I can hear what's going on. This is really organised today. Hang on.
We've
There
got
we go.
a fun pack next hour and a half for you. So.
Yes, right, here we are. We're sorted out now. Coming up in the next half an hour, joining us in the studio will be local band Inter, who sound really exciting. Been speaking to them earlier on, and they sound good. Martha's going to be interviewing them. Also, the controversy over tuition fees will be discussed.
Oh, yes.
They came in. What did they say? They said to our production assistant, they said, "Hello, we're the Beatles."
Well, they have some of the hairstyles right in that line anyway.
And she likes the Beatles. Before that, though, coming up to Christmas, all you do seem to hear about at the moment is the dangers of drink driving. But of course, you mustn't forget about basic safety as well, such as wearing a seatbelt. Emily Hollins spoke to Sergeant Colin Pike from Crowthorne Police about their campaign, which is called Make Sure Your Child is Safe This Christmas. And
Hello, lads.
Hello.
Oh,
hi.
And they're just getting on the mic.
We're not sitting close enough, listeners. Apparently.
we look nothing like the Beatles, Martha, as well.
Well, I don't know about that. Wasn't that who you modelled yourself on originally?
It was your cardigan.
Anyway, enough about that. So how long have you been together, and why and how did you get together as well?
Well, it's about 2 years we've been going now, and Steve and Mike kind of started the band and got me involved, asked me to sort of help along, and my name's Sid, by the way, listeners. Hi. And then we got John in to play the drums.
So who does what in the band then? Introduce yourselves. Sid, you play guitar, I believe?
I play guitar and wear a smashing polo neck.
Okay, enough on the fashion side of things. Mike, what do you do?
I'm Michael and I play bass guitar.
Okay, and?
John, I play drums. And I'm Stephen and I sing.
And Steve is the frontman. So how did you actually get the name Inter?
Well, that came... no, sorry, that comes from the Italian football thing. I think it was you, Steve, wasn't it, actually? Watching in the background there. Steve was watching the Italian football, and he decided Inter would be a good name for a band from the team Inter Milan.
So, football fans then?
Oh, yes.
No, not really. I hate football.
No, that's the wrong answer, Mike. I love football. It's fantastic.
It's a girls' game.
Anyway, getting into the Christmas spirit of things, I believe you're doing a charity gig for Childline on December the 29th at Jim Sports Bar in Fleet, is that correct?
That is correct.
So what inspired you to actually do a charity gig?
Well, charity gigs are always really nice to do. We have a lot of sort of youngsters come to our gigs, so it's always really nice to do things particularly for youngsters, really.
And are Childline helping out with the gig for the organisation in general?
Yeah, Pete's been in touch with them and it's all sort of sponsored by them, it's all legal and above board.
Pete is your manager, Pete Cole?
He is. And we just spotted,
in the studio with us as well.
a leaflet in the foyer and Pete actually looks like Wayne Sleep. There you have it.
Thank you very much.
Well, anyway, so they're what, providing staff to be on the doors and...
Basically, I can't add up, so they're going to do the door and sort of have a present there, basically.
So you're actually having someone official from Childline?
Oh yeah, all kosher, above board, we're all behind it all.
Okay, and are you having have you got posters advertising it around?
Sort of subject.
We drove past the area and there was none out yet. But
Yeah, there are. We're going to do places in all the local shops and things like that, and press adverts and things like that.
After
And
all,
a public radio.
you are the local poster band, I believe.
No comment.
In the Star this week, is that correct? Or was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
and it's not our fault.
No, it's not our fault, it's all our,
Page 14.
Basically clarifying
on
here,
page 14. It's all our fans.
the band and their fans have supposedly been overdoing the billboarding and they've been overdoing the stickering around towns, local towns. Is that correct?
Yes.
Have.
That's what the story was about.
But just to clarify, there's quite a nasty end line, I think, in this article that says, wouldn't it be a good idea to actually have a charity gig or some sort of gig to fund you cleaning off all your stickers and everything, which I think is particularly nasty. I mean, especially when you're actually doing something, you know, really good, really Christmassy.
definitely.
What's your MP about the staff?
Yeah, they should be giving us and the cause of Childline all the support it really needs. You know, not being sarcastic about stupid things like that. Yeah.
So what's actually been happening with the band over the last sort of 6 months or so? I believe you've done Guildford Festival, Greenbelt.
Yeah, we did a few festivals and played a few gigs, and we've been taking it quiet recently. But, spending time writing songs. We've been doing a lot of gigs before. Our songwriting was starting to suffer, so we sort of cut down.
But where have you been? You've been around Europe, I believe.
Yes, we've played
In France.
festival in France.
Belfort.
Belfort.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the local scenes for you to play? You know, local gigs, you know, the venues that you can have around here. I mean, are they
Oh, we
outstanding?
really like the West End Centre in Aldershot because they sponsor us. Hi, sponsors.
A little plug there, but do you feel that England is pretty good in comparison to, say, France? Or do we not come off so well? I mean, is there good...
In what? As in venues?
Yeah, but are there good venues and are there good facilities for live bands here? Live local
bad.
bands?
There are, but bands don't really get treated as well in this country as they do in Europe.
There's a definite difference, is there?
There is, yes. The
Okay.
bands actually get paid when they're out in Europe.
And what have you got coming up in, say, next few months, New Year?
Not much, just got a few gigs.
Come on, guys, this is your chance to actually give a bit of a plug here. And you're going, ooh, not much.
few gigs in January.
Farnham Maltings on the 9th as a launch for the Snakebite City CD.
Yep.
And I believe you've got a track on Snakebite City, which is the big local band compilation CD, which
Yes.
is based at the West End Centre, is that right?
Yeah.
And this is Snakebite City 7?
It is. It is.
And what's your song on this one then?
Game Over.
And have you done any other compilation CDs?
Not quite a few.
Few tapes, few CDs.
And what's your latest release up and coming?
Up and coming.
We haven't really got any. We're in negotiations with a record label at the moment.
We can't really release
So
anything
I
yet.
just said to you, what have you got up and coming in the new year? And you've missed out this mighty important fact that you're actually getting signed.
Because we're all shy.
I've been informed that on New Year's Day that is the big day for signing.
Give or take a month.
Yeah.
And what's the label? Which label is this?
Well, I don't think we should really go into that because, yeah,
Tempting Fate, a Japanese label, is that correct?
it is a Japanese label. But because of legalities and things, we don't really want to name anybody.
Oh. Anyway, I believe we've...
Tony!
Have you asked them how they got onto Radio 1?
Oh, no, she hasn't asked us that yet.
Because although we'd love to plug another station, I'd really like to know how you managed to get onto Radio 1 and how it was. How did it
Just
go?
from our single.
Left the back door open.
we recorded and released a single probably 6 months,
Yeah, about
4 months ago.
April,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
John
on
Peel.
Fierce Panda, wasn't it?
No, it was one after.
It was one after that.
Was this with the legendary John Peel?
It was. He heard it, played it on his evening session, Peel session, and liked it, and asked us to come do a Peel session.
You ran up and said, "Do you want to do a session?"
And you've had a number of press releases, gig reviews in NME, Metal Hammer as well, which is
Yeah.
a little bit strange for your type of
That's
music.
because we rock.
That must be quite, you know,
It's nice to see.
it must be quite swell heading, really. You know, you must feel that you're actually getting somewhere.
That's why she's got T-codes in his head.
No,
No, but you must. Don't you feel that you've actually got somewhere now? That you're not just some piddly little local band, you know?
We never were.
Yeah, but there are days that I think every young local band feel that they're not actually going to get anywhere, and it must be quite disheartening. And if you tell me that you've never ever felt that, I don't believe you.
I've never felt that.
Everybody does, but you know.
I mean, you were in Who Moved the Ground for many years beforehand, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, a few years.
About 2. I'm not that old.
Okay, I think we should perhaps hear what all the fuss is about. I think we've got exclusive track.
It's called Please Please Me by the Beatles.
Selling secrets to your own.
with Inter on an unreleased exclusive track, Radio Finland. And also to see Inter, just to recap, you can see them in the New Year at Farnham Maltings, New Year's Eve at the West End Centre, is that correct, lad?
Yeah.
Yes, oh, yeah.
And of course the Childline gig on the 29th of December at Jim Sports Bar in Fleet.
Wow.
Okay, and you just wanted me to quickly plug, is your last single, still available?
It is.
Got a few copies left. Good.
And how can I actually get this?
If people want to come to a gig or something, they can
Yeah, but
pick
if
one up
they
there.
haven't got time to come to a gig.
Record shops, you can still
Yeah.
order it.
Yeah.
Pet Sounds is the label. Pinnacle's distributed.
Yep.
Or they can write to the fanzine, Pete Cole.
Yeah. Oh, actually, talking about fanzines, can I just say our fanzine editor, Rob Leasley, is really good looking. he asked me to say that because he doesn't get out much and he hasn't got a girlfriend.
But he's got a bad taste in shirts.
Okay, so any girls that are a bit desperate out there, please contact Inter. Because they're such a wonderful looking bunch of lads.
No,
Well,
it's not for us, it's for Rob.
Oh, so you're not sad enough to do a radio thing, you know, saying, please go out with me, I'm ugly.
Santa wants a girlfriend.
Anyway, lads, thank you very much for coming in. Lads.
Oh, lambkins.
I'll remember this.
Well, people who love.
No, we've enjoyed it, Martha. It's been
How's your
great.
harbour?
Well, as you can probably hear, full of jokes. And unfortunately, we have to leave them now. Thanks for coming in. The next interview is with Liz Teo for Children in Distress, talking about her new charity.